I do believe we're on question number
5, 6, 7, or 8, depends on how you slice that one.
20. When we play 20 questions, apparently we should allocate about 4 hours.
Probably should.
We're not very fast at
So
20
question
questions.
number 6. What is your impression of this TV show / part reality, part documentary? Because it's as much about you as it is about me, but we don't see you, we see me. What are your thoughts about that? Number one, we should see you more. And hopefully we will. We should have someone recording The Office all day long with cameras and with video that we hadn't thought about yet. But we should do that.
Interesting. We should do a day in the life of The Office. We should pick a Monday as we are coming out of the month of May, because those are the days that would make for good action.
Boy, crazy.
Other days, not as active, still pretty awesome. When we had talked about doing the show, I think we decided it was time for us to do this, because we had talked about what would something telling our story look like. We see the different versions that are coming out in the mainstream media on cable network television. And we know that our certain way resonates with people, and when people are introduced to it, they tend to crave more of it, as our team does and our clients and customers. Also, there's just people who kind of watch that aren't our clients or customers, and they don't work for us, and yet they're still intrigued, inspired, and motivated a lot of the times by the things that we do. So I remember at one point when we were deciding that it was time to do this, that it was indeed the next most important thing for us to do. And I don't know that I logically came up with that. It's not on a spreadsheet. I don't have a grand master plan, but I really felt that it's time. To the point where we know that I haven't, this whole spring into the middle of summer, I haven't had, free time, spare time to think about launching a huge epic project. But it was so important as the next most important thing, to the point where I said, if I have to come out there and film it every day, it's that important. Luckily, I didn't have to do that, because Katie stepped in and we were able to buy her exclusive videographer / editor capabilities for about 3 months of active filming, and probably another 3 to 6 months before all of the edits are put together, because it's that all-encompassing. And I do believe that I was right. I do believe that it is the time. I think our team is right and ready to share more of their awesomeness with the world. I think you're ready to share in this new, very vulnerable way. And our certain way, while we've talked about it, we've written about it, we have a book that shares some stories about it, it's really gotten to a point where it is an energy that encompasses everything that we do. And proof positive by Joey's comment the other day at the team meeting, and by Victor sharing with us his Pool Guy rap, it is permeating, penetrating, and filling the inner spaces of everything that we do and everything that we touch as individuals and as a company. That our certain way is just something that is ready to be shared in this way.
I'm inspired just listening to what you're saying, because you and I have done an awful lot of internal work, both seminars and all the different modalities of learning about self and self-improvement, and not that there was an ultimate goal, not like if I could do this then I will, it wasn't like we set off on this journey to become better human beings because we wanted something from it. It was rather, what if we could just be better human beings? And we've spent time and energy and money and travel to do those things to help make us just be better at who we are. And maybe it's all about just being more accepting with who we are and letting the world accept us as well. But I do see that certain way which we talk so much about, it's time. It's time for the world to know because I don't think most people know. I don't think most companies ever really, other than play around with the word culture, which is like a cool thing to talk about, the culture of our company, and ooh, let's have a culture like, and then they input a name of some startup company that's done some really cool stuff. But I don't know that most companies ever really get down to the meat and potatoes of what does it mean to be a good culture. And I think ours goes beyond culture because it's a way. It's a certain way. It's the way that we are. It permeates, penetrates, it fills the inner spaces of all of our spirits and souls. And we couldn't be any different than this. As much as we get frustrated because of life gets us frustrated sometimes, I wouldn't want to be any different than I am. Even when I'm spitting mad over some dumb thing that I get mad over, I'm still human, and I'm still going to get mad over things. It's not like the intention was to transform and be Buddha and have no sense of self. Maybe someday that'd be cool, but that wasn't the intent in the first place. But rather, how could we create this certain way, this culture, that would allow everyone to grow individually as they are, and either flourish or leave, but leave as a better person than when they got here. And I think that's something that companies get so locked into. We're investing in you so you'll stay with us so that we can benefit from. Instead of, let's invest in you because you're a human being, and I love you enough that I will help you become any better that you possibly want to be better, so that when you go out into the world, your world is better, the net result is the world is better. And I think the time is probably now more than ever that in the experience that we've had in our lives, I think, as to why it's important to share it. And that's what I do hope the TV show will showcase, is that we're real human beings having this physical experience, trapped in this meat suit of what we call humanity, and what are we going to do with it? And I hope that's what people get from our sharing, and us literally, spreading out our souls for people to see who we are and what we are at any given point. And the whole idea was, we're not just going to show the good parts, we're not just going to show the funny parts, we want to kind of show it all. The good, the bad, the things that happen, and then you just handle them as they happen, and I hope all of that shows.